Actually, I'm kind of down to play until I'm 40.
Whoa, yeah.
Do you think any team would sign me if I'm like 35?
Yeah, but you probably have to pay the club to play.
Wait, why is my coach laughing by that?
Oh, look, I'm going bottom.
I'm coming. He's down, look.
Aatrox, dead. Look, Aphelios, dead.
I want to back.
Yeah, finish. Next on me, I'm fine.
Nice, good
Good job, guys. Aatrox. I can go. Look. I got Sonias. Kill them. Go.
Nice, Antonio.
Yes, he wanted to finish, and they did. They won. But I gotta say, watching this game with you two was... It was something.
It was a journey.
It was something.
It was something. The game was something.
It was kind of like fraud watch almost at times, right?
Exactly. GX win in typical GX fashion. I really feel like...
You're very happy for it, of course.
Of course I am,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I really want them to win. But we have seen this from them for, I think, multiple times, this split where early game goes bad, couple of K gold behind, maybe this game 5, start the Nasher, something good happens. You know, props to them, they did play the Nasher situation extremely well, but man, they really can't keep getting away with this, can they?
I don't know if they can. Let's take a look at the Baron, and I want you two to tell me what exactly went so wrong. Also for Team Heretics, right? Because up until this point, Perks, Team Heretics were doing great.
I mean, Jankoos was like smurfing early game. He was ganking bot, ganking top. Wunder was winning lane pretty hard. They were doing good macro as well. And then, I don't know, Giantx just flips Baron, which is good. And I guess they had TP timed as well, because Corki looks like he didn't have it instantly up.
Yeah, it
And
looks like he
TP is
just
a bit
TP'd.
far away as well. And then Cannon TP is behind. I don't know, Wunder gets a bit caught out as well. It's just a bit messy. I feel like they didn't like account for the GX possibility of running Baron, even though they do it, right? They just rush it when they're behind, so maybe that's like something to look out for, like don't be bought without TP when Baron is up, or you know, take position on Baron first, and then...
Exactly, it just really seems that even though they're so far behind, they do have double ADC, they have Kai'Sa, they're shading the Nasher, and props to them because it looks like they're flipping the Baron, but before they did get a TP flank ward for Kennen, which was quite deep on the mid lane. So it looks like it was a set play where they set everything up, they took all the steps needed to create this play out of thin air, and they executed and they got the lead back from it. You know, you can't blame them.
Well, you can't argue with it if it worked, even though I know you want to.
I really want to, but it paid off. Who am I to judge?
But we got to talk about Team Heretics then in this way. By the way, Team Heretics talked a lot about the meta, like can we adapt? They did, right? Brand for Jankoos, it worked really well early. But Perks, of course, you functioned within this team. And I don't know if it's silly of me to say, but we have some of the most experienced players in the world on that roster, and I feel like a setup like something, a Baron from when you're ahead, is that something that should come natural, or is that because of the pressure today, you think?
I mean, I think it's something that should come natural. I think it's like how you play the game and how you view the game as a team should be like same all 5 players, right? So I think it probably comes, you know, from practice. Like if it hasn't been improved since winter, since when I was there, right? And we had a different roster, me and Kai'Sa. Like if it's the same 4 months later now, like it's a problem, you know, within the scrim structure, or yeah, and the way it's approached, the way it's talked about, I don't know, right? You know, it can be multiple things, but yeah, it should be something like a team in late July that is so experienced should not be throwing games with 5k gold lead against Giantx.
What does that mean?
You know
should not be throwing games. Should not be throwing games.
That's better.
GX defender until he dies. Let's take a look at the Dragon as well. The Mountain, I believe it was. And there was also some fraud watching going on, I'm going to say it, from both sides, right? Both maybe for the Corki and the Cannon.
Exactly, because in this situation, it looks like it's a neutral scenario. Antonio and Wunder are both getting their flanks off, but here Corki is kind of running away to Narnia, even though the Leona is blocking. And right now, Aatrox feels really pressured to do something, because I just feel like he doesn't really understand his role in this team fight, because he went for this sort of mixed build where he is trying to create space at the same time, but also trying to assassinate, and he just looked really disjointed because Zwyroo was so far away when Wunder looked for this play. Sure, now in the cleanup, Flakked and Zwyroo are still really strong. GX is still running away, but it looked like when it came to pulling the trigger, they were just not on the same page.
Perks, would you have carried that fight on Corki?
I cannot comment. I didn't say anything. I would also say that the Cannon would have flashed in Like when Maokai ult landed, like we can't see now, but when Maokai ult landed on top of 3 of them, Kennen should flash in as well and create so much space for his fight. And yeah, Corki should be standing like close to Leona, blocking the ult. I don't know why he went to Africa. That's also a good question. But yeah, I think there's a lot of like questionable things about the players that were like key moments. And yeah, Wunder went in, but he had like no follow-up from anyone, no space taken, and I think also his build, like what you mentioned, was not the perfect with the lead that he had.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
But I think also this situation is a great showcase to how players react under stress, because I really don't think that if you take away all the stakes from this game, Antonio and Wunder are playing the situation the same. I think they will play it a little bit differently, because it did feel like there's a lot of burden of execution on both of them. And sure, Antonio, I don't think he made such a big mistake by going in so late, because he still found his moment. But for Wunder, it looked like he did blunder there, because there was just too much on his shoulders to create something, because the tides have been shifted, and he's now in this position where he's the one having to create something out of thin air, and all of a sudden it's like, come on, Aatrox, do something, and he's like, I can't do anything, you know?
It's only like 2 letters different also. Blunder, Wunder.
True.
Yeah, so
Good one.
Good one.
Tightrope for sure. The Antonio stays winning, Odo.
Yeah, props to him, because laning phase was really, really rough. I think Heretics, Wunder, and pretty much the whole gang did a lot to, you know, take advantage of that. But he did find his moments in typical Antonio fashion where
he just creates it out of thin air, right?
Exactly, he is a magician like that.
He's a magician. He just creates the chaos, the magical teamfights. I think he's.
And it did look, we're miming here, but he did create a lot of really, really good plays for GX, because not a lot of players, you know, being 1.5k gold down or how much what was, be able to have the same impact as, you know, your 2k gold up. So massive props to him and how to GX to how they integrated him back in the game.
Absolutely. Did you like the draft though from TH in this first game specifically, and what they decided to target as we're going into the second draft?
It was cooking. I liked it. I thought they cooked quite well, but then I felt like in game, if Wunder, I would have itemized a little bit for more bruiser, for more space making, especially because you have Brand and double ADCs. It would have been a lot better. But let's see
They
here.
stay on blue.
Oh, they're choosing blue again. Okay. I still think it was gameplay problem. It had nothing to do with draft problem.
First pick Corki again.
Yeah,
like they did last time. I think Corki is very strong.
Listen, everything went really well until that Baron throw.
Yeah, like, actually, like I wouldn't even mind it, like repeated. Maybe they can take a different melee support in Leona. Like maybe like they can pair it up with Nautilus or like something else if you prefer something else. But I would go for the same first 3 if I was Heretics. I wouldn't switch it up.
I would love to see it as well, because I think Jankoos has been cooking. They lost the game, but he still has been catalyst for what Heretics want to do, and I really like this Corki first pick.
Yeah, maybe a switch up for Giantx could be that they take Brand.
I can see that you haven't been around for a long while now.
they take Brand, maybe. Maybe they take Brand. Oh no, they take Ornn 1-2. Okay, I did not see this one coming. That's an Ornn 1-2. That's a very ballsy pick.
They did do this last week against Fnatic, and it worked with mixed success, but I can see the reasoning, because if Kennen, the lane dominant pick, was supposed to do a lot in lane and it didn't work, I do think that going back for this, you know, more of a 50-50 approach, scale for team fights, I think it has a lot more impact for GX.
You're Wunder, do you just slam Camille here now? If you're Wunder, like, you know, known to be a good Camille, has laneable matchup into Ornn and the outscales.
I would love to see it.
With Brand as well. Like I would love to see like opt for that carry style now, you know, like opt for that show of dominance and try to take the game in your hands instead of like handshaking another tank matchup or something.
I would like to see it as well. I just don't know if Camille Brand would be the most wise decision. I still feel like Aatrox is still great again, because we saw Aatrox from Wunder last game. He played it into a really hard matchup. He did extremely well. Well, surprise, this matchup is 10 times easier, so he should do even better. And maybe now
throw even harder.
So maybe now he's not gonna go with this item build in the wrong direction and stay to this more bruiser style, because I really think that he can do a lot this game with this setup, especially now that Giantx has this double frontline team composition. Aatrox thrives in this sort of against this sort of team comps where he can make space.
Yeah, I'm curious if Heretics bans the Lucian or not, because Lucian wasn't doing that much on lane. Like he wasn't like he scaled pretty well. He was pretty strong later on, I'll say that, but
I think your words were, this Lucian is absolutely broken.
Yeah,
sure
he was
he said
level
that.
16. When he was level 16, and his ult was one-shotting everybody.
That's crazy. But I do think they should ban double ADC here, because especially when you go for this Giantx approach, the classic Giantx approach of having two frontliners, you don't want to ban the ADCs. But I guess they're just concerned that this Kai'Sa might be flexed to mid, and then you're just wasting bans. So now they'd rather just take power away from Juhan, which I also think it's a good approach if you're not really confident in where this Kai'Sa would go.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it can be played mid, even though I don't think it's the best matchup honestly these days. Like Corki, revert Corki should probably just win Kai'Sa.
We've seen Jackie's play this to make success earlier in the split, so he does like this sort of ADC meta.
Yeah.
Curious what happens now.
We just go for Maokai again, even though... Oh no, Maokai is banned. Okay, I'm now doing the coach. I'm now the typical coach.
Yeah. Does
Man,
that happen
drafting
that
is
the
hard.
coach is like, you should pick this, and I
You
coach
will be surprised
Really?
how often a coach says, "Can you pick this now?" and it's banned in the first
Oh.
three.
Happened to me as well.
You will be surprised.
It happened to me as well.
Wait, what? It's Diana.
Ooh, I like
That's
this.
cooking. I mean, that's now cooking. I haven't seen Diana in competitive recently.
It's happened.
High tempo jungle versus this brand. I'm not sure how the 1v1 would go, or in a sort of invade situation how it would go, but I do think that
I feel like Brand should be good against Diana. Like in my
Why,
head.
it's like fire against moon or something?
In my head, Brand should just
I
be
didn't
good
think of
against
that,
Diana.
but it is a great pivot over there.
Yeah.
Okay, this Poppy. Poppy is an amazing pick, honestly.
It
Wow.
might be Poppy.
It's 4 out of 4 value right now.
Poppy is a banger, actually.
Ah, you got baited.
And Braum is not bad too. I mean, I like Ashe Braum.
I mean, it's important to not take the bait, because even though
Yeah.
Poppy is good, probably Brand is still better, because Brand, with 3 champions they want to go in, your passive has insane value against all of them. And now...
But though I will just say that Braum is like very useless against Diana. Like he doesn't block anything to her. You know, he doesn't like stop her. He doesn't like.
Yeah, but he still has the ulti and the passive to tempo.
Yeah, he's
the
good
fight.
against. It's good against Ornn.
But
though.
we have missed Diana Yasuo.
Yeah.
I don't think I have seen Jackie's play Yasuo while I was there ever. So right now this is
cooking for sure.
But I do love it. There's Diana, Rell,
Oh, we have
Yasuo.
Perks and there's the Yasuo. This is
Yeah,
great.
I mean,
I
though
know everything.
I don't know I don't know how good Yasuo is right now, but it's actually pretty good against their champs. Like in general, like he can block a lot of stuff, and they don't have someone who like really stops him from like doing Yasuo things as well. But
Oh, this is great analysis.
But right now,
Yeah.
there is a lot
It
of
is, yeah.
there is a lot of burden of execution of Giantx, because they have this wombo combo where if they don't pull the trigger and find this sort of synergy and cohesion with the moment they choose to fight, everything's gonna fall apart just because of the Braum brand.
But it's like it's like the Ornn goes and then you go. That's it, right?
Yeah, well, you have the Braum wall
they
to
have
block
Braum
it.
wall, so
Yeah.
The pressure is on Diana a lot, and
Yeah.
also if you don't catch all the good targets together, Aatrox is gonna clean up the fight, Brand is gonna clean up the fight, and Braum is gonna tempo everything. So
yeah, I think the draft is actually harder to play for Giantx again. Like,
you are 1-0, so you do have the privilege to mess around.
I think Heretics has like a way more threats that can like easier do damage, like what you mentioned, Brand, Corki, Aatrox, right? And they are harder to kill as well. You assume Brand is gonna go.
Wait, let me do the caster thing. So let's take it on the rift and see how it goes.
Nice.
I hear them do this all
Wow,
the
that
time.
was insane. Is that what they say?
Nice,
It's
man.
probably a lot more like, you know, it looks more prestige than what I did. So
But I would
I
just
like
say
it.
that, like from having played 12 games of Ashe AD carry competitively, Ashe is really useless this game.
Okay, I'll pick that back up, but I do have to also tell people that are you a master of the Rift? Do you never miss a game? Santander is here to reward you. Head over to santandergaming.com to win weekly and monthly rewards like Hextech chests and skins. This week's code is PENTA50. And also, the last Diana, by the way, was... Oh, it isn't saying. I look at these.
there was at one point.
Yeah, I think
had
it was
it in LEC.
Elyoya. Was it Elyoya?
I think it was Elyoya with MDK.
All right. Anyways, head over to Santander Gaming, and we're gonna watch. So Ashe is useless.
I mean, this game is very hard to play Ashe because you cannot auto-attack anybody. If you get in auto-range, boom, Rell Flash. Boom, Diana ER. Boom, Yasuo.
We do have a little swap scenario here. I guess Ashe is intimidating like that, forces the enemy to swap.
Yeah, she is good on lane. She is good on lane. I will not deny that. She's good on lane.
She's about to just
Ashe
take over.
Braum is a very good lane, but if you take them out of lane against Kai'Sa, I think Kai'Sa will do more in this specific case, in this specific draft.
Well, now we see the lane swap. It's gonna be a little bit. Gonna be a little bit icky because as GX, I'm not really sure. I guess you're just running away from this Ornn matchup in the top lane. You're just scared of it. But yeah, I think they're gonna end up losing this one because it will accelerate the Ashe a lot because you're gonna have access to plates without fortifications. The double jungle is happening here. I haven't double jungle. This used to be a thing in
Like
season 6 where you would just like farm with your jungler. But
yeah. Good times.
interesting adaptation because I think it is the first time I see this split where the double jungle is happening from your own weak side, which is a little bit.
By Jankoos here.
A little
Using
bit
the
bizarre.
shield to the maximum advantage.
Yeah. A lot of the onus is on the mid lane right now because in swaps, since nothing is generally happening, it's mostly the mid laners having the most interactions.
Who's gonna play by the way?
Oh, are you good at play-by-play?
Yeah, I'll do play.
Okay, I'm really bad at it, so you can do it. Oh, you
Okay,
can
so
play
here
by
we
this
see
dive.
GX setting up a dive. Wunder has to back out of the turret. Yeah, he cannot enter.
It's not that exciting. I play
that
everything. When there's a fight, okay?
Okay. Okay,
mean-
I'm learning. Let me learn.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
no.
fast learner.
But now it is a little bit of a sad life for top lane.
But
It is
Wunder
better.
cannot get a minion, yeah.
He cannot catch a single minion. It is better for the Ornn side because realistically, when you have a carry versus the tank is the one who's a lot more happier with 0 gold, 0 XP because what's Aatrox gonna do when
Wait,
the
stay one more time? They should just keep staying, yeah.
They should probably stay
They should
here.
deny him the whole wave.
cancel
like-
one more wave, but he's walking up so way too early. He missed the timing. But it is,
Go back.
unironically, I think it is really good for Team Heretics now because now you see them still canceling one time, and now Ashe is free to keep hitting this tower for as long as possible.
Juked.
Exactly, Juke, he didn't even miss so much. I think this is an overall win for Team Heretics. They got an extra plate on board,
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
and right now Aatrox is catching XP.
I think
Play by play, play by play.
Jankoos is fine here. He has a win wall. He still has the win wall. He's gonna
Okay.
win wall the Q. Boom.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
pressed that button. That was
That's
great.
right.
That's
That's
pro
right, that's
play
right.
right there.
Yeah, I have to be ready for this play-by-play. It's really stressful.
I mean,
You're
I think the
stressing me
hardest
out.
part is like getting too excited when nothing happens, you know? And then
Okay,
you're just
yeah.
yelling for
Especially in
nothing.
lane stops. Now I know why casters are heavy. You know, props to the caster. They are amazing. You know, because when there's
True,
lane
yeah.
stop, the fact that I'm sitting there as a viewer and I'm listening to them instead of like being horrified at what me and Perks are doing over here, they're creating magic over there.
Okay, Juhan is going for the extra camp. He gets it and he gets out. Now he's gonna run out.
You're really not good at
I
play-by-play.
have to stop this. I have to
No,
stop
but
this.
you can also analyze
to
it.
stop
You
this.
can
I have
do
to stop
both,
this,
you know?
guys.
You can do both.
Stop this.
And he's walking.
There's nothing going here. It's just a chunk here. Yeah. They want to stop the crash though, but it's not possible. I think Jankoos' brand is too strong here.
But now the field day is starting on bot lane because now we see Ashe and Braum. They're back to lane with extra gold.
Yeah,
and
I
wait
thought
for-
Ashe was...
It's an extra dagger.
Yeah, I thought Ashe was so bad.
The reckless
She did fine.
special.
No, Ashe is
No,
dead.
I'm kidding, I'm
Okay.
trolling you.
I'm getting trolled here. I'm not casting anymore.
Wait, were you?
Oh, you're the worst, Perks.
Anyways. Oh,
Little invade here. Should I try play-by-play? I'm really bad at this.
Go try it.
I mean, is there any-
Go try it.
Yeah,
there
well,
dive
there's
coming?
nothing happening, man. It's crazy.
Okay,
igNar,
igNar
take
is
the
taking
brush.
bush.
I said I will do it.
Okay, you do it. Sorry, you do it. You do it.
Watching out for the dive. I don't think this is gonna work though. They're probably just gonna be happy with taking the camps here and maybe looking to start the Drake or transfer this pressure later on into taking the grabs. Because right now, Ashe and Braum will have control for the rest of the state of this laning phase for bot lane. Mid lane, how's it going? Not that great.
Pretty good for Yasuo right now. I think he's happy. I actually think Corki is supposed to win early levels, and Yasuo gets better after the Berserker Greaves.
that's embarrassing.
And here we are. Oh, the win wall is good. Okay, the Q misses, but it doesn't matter.
Now we're about to see another lane swap from Team Heretics. I think they're about to take this base and then swap into top again for the grabbies.
Now it's a bit rough. He doesn't have win wall, but he wants to crash his wave, so there he's gonna get backup from his support in jungle. The boys are coming.
It's always cringe when the friends are coming, right?
Yeah, the boys are always there. Oh,
Oh.
it's an ult.
No.
Don't commit. Yeah, don't commit. It's good to not commit.
Now they're about
Not a
to...
good state for Yasuo here, but he has fleet and Ornn shield, so it is. Wait, did Braum just? Wait,
Brand is
Jankoos
doing
just
something
flashed.
crazy.
Jankoos just flashed on Diana, but I think he's completely fine.
He's getting pressure for these
There
grabs. They
was,
should be free grabs
yeah.
for Team Heretics, I think, with Yasuo HP state and Diana HP
But
state.
the one is gonna be 6 soon. No, he's not. This lane stop, yeah. I mean, they can still maybe choose to fight it. Brand has no flash.
GX has the option to take this fight later now. If
Kai'Sa is coming mid. Kai'Sa is opening mid. Maybe they'll look for a late fight.
Yeah, if they take this,
I guess they're just done by the time.
if they take this top, if they take this
again
top,
top. Oh, he's dead. Well played.
Come on, give it a little.
Well played!
Oh, first one.
Oh my god, the Antonio with the EQ combo.
well, that's not really
crazy.
the combo, you know, it's actually QE.
QE combo.
yeah,
Man, I don't play Ornn, man. Come on.
Oh man.
Wait, so who does the player play? Is it me or you then?
No, it's you.
It's still me? Okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't have. I mean, you could. I could just shout a little bit too if you want. That's what they do,
Oh,
right?
that's hype. The thing is, they need to find the timing to shout because it's not great.
It's really difficult, actually. And there's 3 of them as well, right? And they all wanna like.
Okay, okay.
They're really
Jack
great.
is going for a trade here. Show me
But
back.
we don't see it.
Okay, he W'd away. Corki just W'd away and Corki is out of mana. So the thing is now Yasuo has complete control of the lane, and when Patrik and igNar get level 6, I actually think that they can just force a dragon fight. The Yasuo Diana level 6 with Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa's hit 6 right now, igNar won't hit for a while, but I think Diana level 6, I think they will look to force dragon soon.
Especially
Or maybe fight 2v2 in the jungle, like Juhan is going really
right now with
aggressive.
Corki being 0 mana, I feel like this whole map's control is in
Hey,
control.
can he just go for him here?
Probably.
Oh,
That's ult. Oh.
okay.
Oh, that's nice. It looked like a bit like a combo that I would do at my age, you know, but
Very nice. A nice windwall blocks the spells. That was
And
just
GX
well
is
played.
clean.
That was just well played. Yeah,
Oh,
that
but
was pretty
Trymbi's
good.
coming.
Flash! Oh,
Oh, flash you.
oh, Corki gets a kill with the rockets. No, he doesn't. Oh wait,
yes,
Corki is
yes.
dead. Wait, Corki's
trolling.
Corki's
Jackie's
trolling.
up.
Oh my god, Corki just flashed in. No way, he's not trolling. Oh my god, he's not trolling.
he's smurfing.
This is really hard. Nice try by Yasuo getting out. Man, casting is really hard when you're like FLICKR master the slam of what is happening on the screen.
Man, I will set the narrative here. Great trade for Team Heretics because I think this whole fight was actually better for Team Heretics given the fact that Corki was stuck in lane with 0 mana, no control whatsoever. And right now GX I think overreached a little bit by going for that fight instead of holding on for this river control that they had and holding the Drake because the game state was really good for him. But now we have a fight in the top lane.
Gank?
This happens here on top lane when you're like suffering from success a bit too much. The ganking is happening. But what is Wunder doing? Is this gonna be the 1v2?
Wunder gonna do? No, he's not going. Oh my god, I
was
can't
really-
focus.
It was really optimistic, but
I respect all the casters
Me
now.
too. Actually, you know what? This is an elimination game, so I'm gonna kick it over to the casters. I think if
Thank
they're
you.
ready.
Thank you
because-
very much.
Make
And
it end.
we
Thank
have,
you very
we
much.
have newfound. Well, I already had the respect, but they have newfound respect. I don't know. Are the
You need
casters
help.
ready?
You
We
need help from the casters when
Yeah,
you're the
good,
first
you're
time
good.
casting in your
It's
life.
true, it's
that's
true.
why you can't have noobs. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be diamond or higher to be an LEC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we're
exactly.
bronze at
Hysterics,
casting.
do I hear you? Are you
Exactly.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that was a great start. Welcome. Yeah, that was a really good start to the cast. Perks is something else. Perks is something else, man.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, God. All right,
Bit of a
well.
dive here, though.
Thanks to the 3 of them. Yeah, let's set it up again. Apparently, we have newfound respect as the setup there for igNar. He can't move, and he's just dead. And Team Heretics get something bot. That's nice. Now, I feel like we need to kind of just help summarize what's been going on in the early
Well,
game.
that was very disrespectful. Honestly, I think Heretics have actually done a relatively good job of trying to keep themselves in check. Great pick on the bottom side of the map. Now Trymbi trying to set up some vision in this bottom side because they would like to try and move in towards this bottom side to get that tower. And at least with the amount of vision that they have and the numbers advantage, it should be a good amount of damage onto that bot tower.
Yeah, and I think in this game in general, we have some people who are generally happy and unhappy. I think Wunder definitely unhappy. He managed to catch a few waves. I think Perks and Odo were highlighting in that lane swap. Wunder got a little bit of that wave. In mid lane, you have Jackie's and Juhan. You have that combination of the Diana Yasuo, which we don't see very often. That dive onto Giantx. The key members there in the Kai'Sa, Jackie's on that Yone, and the Diana are very fed as well. So it's going to be a horror for the AD carries on the side of TH.
Especially if we start to look towards, Void Grub's now just about to spawn on that top side. You got 3 already for Heretics. Giantx will want to try and contest, which is why they're rotating their bot lane up. But I think Jackie's and Juhan, especially the Juhan now has flash, it becomes really difficult for Heretics to not end up in a position where you clump up and give that setup, and no exhaust onto Trymbi means that follow-up could be devastating.
Especially in Proto Belt as well. Juhan got his first item before anyone else in the game right now as well. So with that gap closed and level 6 available, past that of course is onto Trymbi. That might be the first target. The targeting there, and the moon will fall indeed, but Juhan gets arrowed up. There's no follow-up, and with the brand ulti as well, it's going bad for Giantx. Onto igNar, the flash roll from Jankoos secures the kill, and not only that, Juhan dies to the right of our screen. Another Winter's bite, a last breath, because that's all you can fathom right now. But Giantx are choking right now too. Team Heretics ripped them apart, and that went from horrible to absolutely devastating for Giantx.
The counter engage from Team Heretics is fantastic. Giantx, Juhan, he engages with Diana, but it only catches Trymbi. So then there's no Yasuo to follow up because he doesn't want to solo ult the Braum. And in the end, it's just a massive win with the chase down from Team Heretics.
And it was just the complete, like, uncoordination of the Giantx here, where Juhan goes in, but only really gets on towards Trymbi. You can see, like, look at where the Yasuo is. He's not really in a position to try and follow up on towards this engage. He's trying to get into a position, and they're trying to get Flakked, but good flash. Jackie's doesn't end up then in a position where he can follow. And at this stage, you're so far extended, you could potentially look for the re-engage with igNar to go, oh, that's what we look for. But at this stage, you've got 2 members dead. Jackie's tries to go forward and see if he can try and pick him off, and then, I don't know, like, Jesus, Paddy, what are you at? He's trying to go way too
The Irish.
That was the most Irish thing I've heard from you in a long time, Dagda.
I was like, there's no way that's ever going to end up being a kill, but he only ends up giving himself across as well, and now Heretics very much in control of this game.
A 2k gold lead for Team Heretics as well. They already picked up 6 grubs. Just another analysis bit for you is that they're starting to stack dragons. You know, a minute 40 until the top side of our screen, top right to be more specific, leads us to a second dragon potential. Also a Herald in about a minute as well. And after that last fight, Zwyroo is now 4-1 all of a sudden. So that Corki is now suddenly very much elevated into this game.
Massive gold injection in for Zwyroo. We haven't seen this player do that much with his leads in recent times, especially not in AD carry champions.
Very
This
true.
is a massive lead. And the amount of damage he has right now, Triforce already completed at 12 minutes is very early.
Jackies might be in a little bit of trouble here. Heretics trying to move into position. Juhan is behind enemy lines, but I think they're just going to try and back it up here.
You know what I've noticed though? Just taking stock as Juhan. Hang on. Yeah, not the right time, is it? Because the Diana Yasuo combination is just waiting. But Zwyroo's not going to stick in lane. He's not going to stick for the push, even though that plating's still alive for another 15 seconds. He gets it in. He walks away. He doesn't overplay it as Flakked and Jankoos move towards mid. With the grub spawning as well, that's going to be mid-turret. Nice and early as first turret. You don't see that much anymore.
And that's why you can't really wait around as Juhan here. You needed to try and commit to the play, but they're constantly backing, but you're just getting more terror damage.
He sees something, this potential play in the sideline. He's respecting these bushes. You can see he's even called Trymbi down here. If Juhan stays, he might just fall.
If he stays there any longer, he might run into Sven. I feel like he's in one of these bushes here still.
He's in the other bush.
Okay, Juhan, next one.
Oh, he definitely got spotted.
Oh, dear Lord. TP though, and he's going to make the play anyway, but the arrow comes out. Giantx just want to get out of there, but remember they got the Antonio coming from behind, but the wall is up. A searing charge is good, but he has to flash away as well. Giantx, what are we doing? We're crumbling, that's what, but under turret maybe. The counter engage from igNar is good as the whirlwind comes through, and Jackie's ulti's been exhausted. That means he does no damage. He's just whittled down. Giantx have to run for their lives because this turret won't be safe anymore. They just got caught with their trousers down again.
It's pure chaos in the bottom lane. Everyone is throwing everything in the kitchen sink at each other and just hoping that something sticks. It is Heretics, though, that finally let the damage land, and now they will be able to turn over towards the dragon.
Yeah, it was a huge back and forth with the exhaust coming down onto Yasuo, onto Jackie's ultimate. Despite that board completion, it just wasn't enough. His damage does not stick. And they managed to find that pick onto the Diana. As we go into this replay here, you can see Juhan gets picked off.
He was here about, what, 40, 50 seconds in total.
And this is the thing, right? So Jackie's, as he tries to go in with Juhan, they don't get the combo. The Antonio then tries to set up for a potential other combo. Trymbi blocks it. And as Juhan goes down with Wunder, it's a nice re-engage from igNar to catch Wunder, but this is where you should call it quits.
Yep.
But that knock-up means that Jackie's thinks he has a chance. The exhaust comes through. They can't follow up because Patrik can't get into range, and it means that Heretics are just able to win out as they're able to consistently get these damage dealers into position to do so.
Yeah, and I think the scariest part was, I think Wunder blundered a little bit with the Q2, just missing it. He would have got, they would have been
Eragon,
a 5-4.
what did you just say?
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize what I said until I said it.
Okay. He blundered.
He blundered a little bit there on that dive, missing that Q2, but now is the Rift Herald started up as they play towards topside.
But I mean, for Giantx, that's 3 blunders in total, right, that we've seen so far in this game. I think 2 hardcore ones that have led them to almost a 5k gold disadvantage. Herald, of course, will be going to Team Heretics because objective bounties shows you the state that this game is in, that Giantx have to try and claw back.
But this is where it's kind of like you're looking at Giantx going, right, you have kind of 3 lives to get this combo off. Juhan is 1, the Antonio is another, igNar is another way you can try and get Jackie's involved in fights and then have Patrik set up with the dive, but they've been missing consistently. Now this is greedy from Heretics. They do manage to get the blast cone to get out, but the coordination needs needs to be there, but there's almost sheer panic in trying to get this combo off, that they're not really taking a moment to set it up correctly, and then Heretics are punishing as a result.
You can already see playing for bot side tier 2 and this Team Heretics over here in the meantime on the other side, because you feel like Giantx, they don't want to fight at the moment, they're too far behind. Jackie's in this kind of composition. How you want to play it is you want to play for the dive, secure the kills onto the enemy and play because you have so much burst with that numbers advantage afterwards and you win the fight that way. But when you don't have a bunch of gold onto the Yasuo, you really can't one-shot like you want to. So what they're doing right now is they're allocating a bunch of gold to Jackie's over there, cross-mapping on the other side, whilst they have to try and defend this tier 2.
Just got a way to go. I mean, Team Heretics already getting damage down thanks to the 6 grubs. Flakked and Trymbi are moving in as well, and some of these arrows have been exceptional. Flakked gears up for another as Trymbi on this Braum sets up. The combo's out, and Antonio gets sent skyward. He's just dead. Beautiful chain CC, and with the Herald out as well, this is going to keep going to the inhibitor turret.
But this is also great from Heretics. One of the big criticisms we had of Heretics was, don't wall it into the wall, was that you're going to, that they end up screwing up their mid game because they aren't decisive. They don't really know where they want to try and achieve things. But this is very much a, hey, we are going to play off of the wave states. We're going to set ourselves up. And it's a commanding voice and a commanding lead that Heretics are starting to gain for themselves.
Something I've been frustrated with, and I've been really frustrated in how they transition that early game lead as well. I know it's been a bit easier this time, but still it's been clean. We got extra Irish Dagda today, and we got proactive Team Heretics. I mean, it's a big win for the fans, and it looks like Team Heretics at this point in the game, with such a big gold lead, this feels like it should be an easy achievement to get to game 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is Team Heretics. Last week, they were in such a good game state. I can't stress this enough. Everyone said it was a wash. It was a highly potential dive here, but everyone said it was a wash. They had 3 dragons, and they only lost a single team fight. They almost got sold versus SK of our top 4 teams. So let's see how they play towards the end.
Saying not yet, right?
Not yet. Hold your horses, you know.
All right. Well, I'd like to believe, especially with this Corki now at 2 items as well, Muramana is short to come. Or at least short to come, rather, as Team Heretics move up towards the top side. There's an outer turret left remaining. The Antonio is bot, and that TP is coming from him. They're going to set up for a team fight. Eragon, what have you said? There's the engagement. The arrow! Brilliant from Flakked. Wunder goes on in the meantime, nobody's tanking it up. He's staying alive. He survived for so long, but now as they look for the Antonio, I'm still in question. I'm still in doubt, and Trymbi is going to break it all out. There's the win that comes through eventually, and Team Heretics regain control. Well done again, and I think Flakked deserves respect.
The target selection on GX was off though. As you go in, you immediately get the knock up, so Jackie's goes, right, I'm going to try and just kill Wunder, but Juhan not really realizing that the ultimate already been used, Flash dives in onto the back line, but there's no follow-up, so he ends up dying, and the whole team fight starts to fall apart.
Yeah, the Sundered Sky buying a lot of time here. They try to find the engage, like you're saying, onto Wunder here, potential poor choice of target, and just look how much time the auto attacks are going to give Wunder with the lifesteal here. That means that the rest of Team Heretics can collapse. I will say there is a good upside here for Giantx in that all the summoners were used for Team Heretics here, and this next dragon fight, the Soul Point fight, is going to be a bit easier with all that dive.
I guess the only question I have is whether the summoners are going to matter, right? Because again, the gold leads are out of this world. Mid 2k, bot 2k. Of course, match of the week coming up with KC and MDK. Right after this is, look, Flakked. I'm just saying that arrow was brilliant as you, okay, again, boy. Has to get the Proto Belt out of there. Winter's Bite, fantastic as well. And remember, with this brand, there's no way to go but in. So Juhan thinks, well, I'm dead. And either way, nothing happens because of it as Jackie's now chases well. Jankoos, he's feeling it. And they're not going down without a fight.
Again, though, it's great position on the map from Heretics. They just end up finding that moment where, hey, the Antonio's top, you don't have control over mid lane, we can shift into bot and catch out Juhan and Jackie's who were overextended, and this has kind of been the consistent theme with Giantx, is getting caught out, and Heretics are punishing it exceptionally well.
Yeah, and another theme that I think we're seeing in this series coming alive right now is the dive and the engage that Giantx want to keep drafting versus the disengage and the want for them to come into it for Team Heretics. Aatrox and Braum and Brand love, once again, champions coming into them, and that's all that Giantx have. So if Giantx can't one-shot and find those targets, Team Heretics champions are just going to thrive.
Yep. Seems one-track mind, doesn't it? And for Giantx, the early game has been slowly getting rougher and rougher. I mean, 8k gold lead now to count it as Soul Point there as well. Juhan not going to be caught out here as Team Heretics get deep in the enemy jungle.
And also the fact that Giantx are kind of stumbling here means that you don't get to kind of punish what Eragon was already discussing, is these flashes being down, these summoner spells being down. So Giantx now, they're trying to set up in these chokes where maybe you can find transition into that, but Heretics are now already transitioned to the top tower, and that's going to be gone, and Giantx with Trymbi marking, igNar can't get into this.
No flashes, like we're saying, right? That's the thing. You can't flash away from a Diana into a Yasuo. That's their one saving grace that Giantx have. In this jungle, it can be a mess if they manage to find the backline here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
And again, turret goes down, more gold back in their pocket. 9k now, I'm just counting it up because it seems so smooth. It seems great. Eragon, you pointed out before against SK, you know, they couldn't get it across the board, but the question is whether Giantx are a strong enough team to punish it with, again, a very straightforward composition that we know has one go button. And once those go buttons are down, it falls to pieces. I feel like this is a really good adaptation from Team Heretics, and we're hyping this up because when these teams have their backs against the wall down in the lower bracket, they've only got one chance to get season finals. Sjokz talking about at the start of the day. Dagda, as well as saying some very Irish stuff, has also given us good stakes for the start of the day as well. And it's all about this series. You lose this series, you're done. You're gone. You win it, and you have a really good chance to get to season finals as long as KC don't get top 3, as we said a little bit before.
But I think it's also these teams trying to get themselves back to what was, even if you look at this time last year, the best splits for both these organizations. They want to try and revisit what was, you know, when it was Excel, they finished in finals of Summer 2023. When you look at Heretics, they reached 4th place, which was the highest in the organization's history. This is them trying to recapture some of that magic, but it needs to start here with winning this series, potentially putting yourself in season finals, and hopefully finding and regaining some of that magic you've lost over the course of this year.
Absolutely. You can see Giantx here in this game. They're very scared of that Nash start. I think Patrik, rather, just gave up a cannon in the mid lane to make sure he was face-checking with that Void Seeker, with that W on that Baron. They're very scared of the rush coming down. You can see all that vision control. They don't know if this started up or not. There's another one. Arrow
comes through for the team that, again, this year we've been questioning quite a lot. You can see the bottom of your screen where we get the engage that comes through. The Antonio might be called out. He flashes away. No Bellows Breath until now to buffer it out. But the all the last breath, maybe for Team Heretics if they can pull off this impossible. But no! The AoE, the damage, the explosion. Team Heretics laugh at that engage. They're too damn far ahead.
That was so well played by Trymbi, managing to block so much of the follow-up coming through from Patrik, being able to get into position and that exhaust down onto Jackie's as soon as the combo landed. It nullified everything and allowed Heretics to turn around with those big old wallets.
And what it looked like was a fantastic engage from Giantx, but that Brand ultimate coming out with the passive procs, the AoE damage is just too much, and we're seeing exactly why this champion is so strong.
Man, Baron picked up now as well. I'm keen to look at that one, gents, because I noticed, Dagda, you just pulled out Trymbi, who's had a bit of a rough of it in the past couple of splits. We haven't highlighted him much.
Yeah. You can see here, Patrik, immediate cleanse. igNar then is able to try and escape. They burn a huge amount here in Heretics to try and get on towards the Antonio, but then Juhan goes in.
Yeah, so they try to, the wall comes through, blocking the Antonio's knockup. The damage just isn't there because they're so far behind, and the one shot, even though they got a knockup onto 3 people, it doesn't matter.
I mean, in the end, you know, Wunder even benefiting off it as well. Still good damage for the Aatrox. That is the most behind out of anyone on the team. Supports included, but still the most relevant you consider at this point for Team Heretics is anyone on the map, because the gold lead is so far out of this world. There's going to be a Mountain Soul that's coming up in about a minute as well. Baron now there to start trying knocking on the doors of this base to take us to a game 3.
But especially when your composition relies so heavily on this wombo combo burst scenario, having Mountain Soul against you is just absolutely horrid. So there's very little it feels like Giantx can do. That felt like their one moment, but Team Heretics were already just in a position to turn that one around.
And let's label up the things that are annoying for Giantx in this game. Let's start with Mountain Soul. Yeah, that's there. Let's start with Exhaust as well. Exhaust, which for burst, that's rough on Diana or Yasuo. Let's also add in Braum. That is so great with a lot of these 80 carries in the meta and a lot of range that negates so much.
And also the fact you got double AoE, heal, shield, get you out of dodge on that Braum as well.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think the beauty of last game when it came to Giantx was their ability to change the composition as...
Juhan is dead. Eragon, you may continue your point because that guy is dead.
So the way that they adapted was they pivoted to poke Maokai.
Yep.
And then they could outrange rather than having to rely on pure dive with the Kai'Sa.
Right.
And then they had AP Kai'Sa coming online, and that circumvents the need to die. But I think that might be all she wrote as they go into the base here. They haven't got the Kai'Sa AP win condition online.
This was an absolute stomp. As the last engage is there, I mean, it's good. It's the last breath. The Ornn comes through as well. But the Braum ult is up. It denies a lot. Wunder gets knocked up, though, in front of a turret. But still, you wonder, can Team Heretics fall at this point? The Grub's enlarged, in charge, and ready to go forward with Team Heretics blasting down the base. And the Nexus just open season for now. It was the best Giantx could offer, but this game was Team Heretics standing up and saying, we're not done yet.
Heretics are gonna push us to the game 3. There was just no stopping them on that. GX found some moments to try and make this combo work, but Heretics already knew that they were just too far ahead.
Yeah, Heretics have clearly come in with a game plan, playing these anti-engage compositions.
Yep.
They know what the side of Giantx want to draft, and they've prepared a plan into it. And just gonna see what Giantx come out, because they can't play that same kind of composition.
No,
I think
no
go back
way.
to basics, go back to a tank on Juhan. You can play your dive again, but I don't think the banner.
Maybe ban
the
Brand
angle.
as well.
Maybe,
Might be, you know, up there.
Maybe ban the best jungler on the patch.
Yeah, you guys, you're onto something, aren't you? A game 3, though, to decide who stays, who goes, whose year ends after this break. We find out in just a moment.
Done?
Done.
There we go.
Right?
Break.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Red Bull gives you wings.